You're angry, not sometimes, not occasionally, almost every day now. And the strange thing is, you cannot always explain why. Someone says the wrong thing, and something inside you fires. Traffic moves too slow, and your jaw tightens. You're alone for 5 minutes, and something dark creeps in that you immediately push away. You tell yourself it is stress. You tell yourself it is tiredness. You tell yourself it will pass. But it does not pass. It just waits and comes back tomorrow. That is not anger. Think about the last week, not the big moments, the small ones. The moment someone said something and something inside you tightened for no clear reason. The moment you're sitting alone and felt this weight that you could not name, could not explain, could not shake. The moment you looked at your life and felt not sad exactly, not happy, just heavy. Like something was missing, but you could not remember what it was or when it left. Most men dismiss these moments. They push through, they distract themselves, they get busy, they get angry. Because anger is easier than the alternative. Anger has somewhere to go, the other thing does not. Here's what I want you to understand. Grief is not what you feel when someone dies. Grief is what you feel when something is lost. And men are carrying enormous amounts of loss that they have never been allowed to grieve. The relationship that ended and you never fully proceeded. The dream you quietly gave up on without ever admitting you gave up. The version of yourself you're supposed to become that somewhere along the way you stopped believing in. The father were never really there, even when you was in the room. The friendship that slowly faded without either of you saying why. The years that passed faster than you expected with less to show for them than you planned. None of these things got a funeral. None of them got acknowledged. None of them got a space to be felt and released. So they stayed and they turned into something that felt safer to feel. They turned into anger. Here's something important. You're never taught to grieve, not because nobody owned, not because nobody cared, but because everyone around you was doing the same thing. Your father did not grieve, he worked harder. His father did not grieve, he stayed quiet. And somewhere in that silence that was passed down generation after generation, you learned that feeling have hierarchy. Anger, acceptable, strength, respected, silence, expected. But grief was never on the list. So when loss came, and it always comes, you did not grieve. You got angry, you got distant, you got busy, you got numb. And the grief had nowhere to go. So you stayed inside, quietly, turning into something that felt more familiar, more acceptable, more manageable. Until one day, you snapped at someone over something small and wonder where did that come from? It came from everything but never allowed to feel. But here's what I want you to hear. The anger is not the problem. The anger is actually a message. It is your grief finally knocking loud enough that you cannot ignore it anymore. And the question is not how do I control my anger? The question is what am I actually grieving? Because underneath every man's anger, there is a loss he never acknowledged. Underneath every short temper, there is a version of himself he's quietly mourning. And the moment a man asks that question honestly, without running from the answer, something shifts. Not dramatically, not overnight, but quietly a door opens to the most honest, most human, most necessary conversation a man can have with himself. And here's the most important thing I'll say. Grief is not weakness. In fact, the ability to grieve honestly, without performing strength, without pretending you're fine, is the rarest, most courageous, most deeply human thing a man can do. A man who never grieve does not become stronger. They become harder, colder, more distant, more angry. And one day they look up and realize they pushed away every version who ever tried to get close. Not because they were strong, but because they never learned that strength and grief are not opposites. They're the same thing wearing different faces. So the next time you feel that anger, before you push it down, before you distract yourself, before you snap at someone who does not deserve it, just pause one moment and ask yourself, what am I actually feeling? What have I lost that I've never allowed myself to grieve? You do not have to answer out loud. You do not have to tell anyone. You do not have to perform anything. Just let yourself feel it for one moment. Because the anger will keep coming back until the grief beneath it finally gets the space it always deserved. You are not an angry man. You are a man who has been carrying far too much for far too long without anyone ever telling you that it is okay to put it down.